Welcome to Last Week on Office Hours. My name is Ken Jordan from Surrey in the UK, and we have two co-hosts today.
Hi, I'm Jasmine from Singapore.
Hi, I'm Leo Mindell from Pinner in the UK.
And we start the week on Monday, where we have our usual general questions, followed by a second hour where we focused on graphics. This week we did a teardown of the American football graphics.
How much of this is being done live and how much is rolling in graphics that are driven by a back-end database or program? Because you just mentioned, how can you get number 33 up there so quickly? It's got to be a piece of software that's driving it.
It's a really talented person who's very familiar with the producer and where they're going to go with the replays. So it's literally somebody following along on a telestrator in the truck. That's number 33 made the tackle there. We're probably going to go to his replay. So it's a bang bang process.
One of the special benefits of the community is we have watch parties during launch events, and on Monday it was the one for Apple.
And on Tuesday, we heard all about surround sound.
Just to get people started, you have to go under here to mix, and you can just take a track that you've already produced and go under mix, and you choose Dolby Atmos to be able to move this around in the stereo field and hear everything. You click on this, and this is where you would choose if you have your 5.1 system, your 7.1, 7.4, or whatever. Clicking on this Cuban piano here and being able to not quite put it on the speaker, but give it a little depth and a little life. It just sounds amazing. I can't say enough.
This was followed by a teardown of super sources and how they're used in broadcasts.
What's going to happen next week is that if you raise your digital hand before we hit answer, the button answer, it generates the super source. So anybody who asks a question after that doesn't end up in the super source.
What are we going to do with Mickey's shot in the super source?
I don't know what you mean, Chris. I don't know what you mean, Chris.
When we get to the end of the people who had already raised their hand, it goes back to the, you can see it goes back to the panel.
Talking about templates, do you want to build something like this to give out to everybody and say, look, you got to put your face in the hole?
Yeah.
And on Thursday, we talked about the ins and outs of the complex business of hosting.
Be attentive. Don't be doing other things. There's a temptation to do that sometimes.
Starting on time and ending on time is just really important. Getting panelists to come in on time is also important. It's just basic professionalism.
If you're promoting the show for a week and somebody sends you an email, for example, you can bring that email on and ask that question.
I'll often peruse the socials to see what other people are asking, in Facebook groups or such, and see what conversations are going on, and I'll have those in my back pocket.
It was good for me to have a couple of questions of my own.
Just because you have the script doesn't mean you have to go to the script. It's part of growing is knowing when that conversation's flowing and when to go to the question.
On Friday, the questions were expertly asked about where we're going with Office 2.0.
Is there any way to apply some sort of AI, I hate that term, but any sort of smarts so that when it takes the 16 most recent people, that it kind of defaults to try and put people in a spot?
Right now, Zoom will take you out and put you at the bottom and shuffle everybody up. This is a popcorn replacement.
Should we be using a device that unmutes rather than trying to do it with a mouse?
For me, the mental pretzel of making sure whatever it is, even if it's a physical button that I use to unmute myself, it just sort of is a little stumble right before I get into my statement. I know for me, it kind of scrambles me mentally as I'm trying to do that.
And on Saturday, the long day, after general questions, we had my highlight of the week, the education hour. And remember, that's not streamed on YouTube. You have to join us to take part in that. And that was followed by another expertly directed Belfast method.
I'd like to thank our producer this week, Brian, and our director, Rotem.
I'd like to thank our video contributors this week, Graham and Keith.
And if you would like to contribute to next week's episode, the forms are available on lastweekonofficehours.com.
Thank you for watching Last Week on Office Hours. My name is Ken Jordan, and also I'd like to thank our two hosts,
Thanks again. I'm Jasmine from Singapore.
And I'm Leo Mindell from the UK. Thank you for watching us, and please subscribe to our channel.